What's up, everybody? Nate here from Out of the Basement, bringing you a brand new action figure review. Today we are looking at the GameStop exclusive Gaming Greats Jedi Knight REVAN. This is of course the latest GameStop exclusive that also dropped at the same time as the Heavy Battle Droid. If you want to check out our review for this guy, I will have one right up here. Taking a look at the package here though, it is a really nice box, just like the Heavy Battle Droid. It has a nice matte black finish, but the Star Wars logo, the Gaming Greats logo, are both shiny and reflective, so it is very eye-catching. And I also absolutely love the purple background. That looks so damn good. Same thing with the picture of REVAN down here with the purple highlights. I'm usually not a box guy, but both of the Gaming Greats boxes so far have just been so nice that it is almost tempting not to take them out, but once an opener, always an opener, and this guy is just begging to be released from his package. But we can see here that they randomly put Galaxy of Heroes for the game, which, okay. This is in KOTOR and SWOTOR, I believe, so them picking the mobile game for Galaxy of Heroes is kind of weird, especially because I saw the actual Hasbro box, and even the Hasbro box says KOTOR on it. So, taking a look at the side here, again, a nice striking purple, the Gaming Greats logo on the back. Here is the bio. You can go ahead and pause it and read it now. Here is the side of the box, the bottom, and there's nothing on the top. So let's go ahead. We're going to get this guy open. We'll take a look at his accessory, and then we will take a look at the figure itself. Okay, and here is REVAN's one and only accessory. It is his purple lightsaber here, which was included with the original, which I do have. Okay, and here is the original, which is on top, and the new one, which is on the bottom. And you can see that the blades are completely different. The new one features a really nice dark deep purple thicker blade, whereas the old one is a lighter, more thin style of blade. As far as the hilts go, you can see that they are 100% identical down to the little red ignition dot right there. Both have the same sculpt, but taking a closer look at the new one, you can see that there is some paint detail in there, a little bit of black on the silver, which does look pretty nice, and the red button is painted on there pretty well. And of course the blade is the newer style of lightsaber, which is really nice, which I'm so glad that Hasbro finally found a new way to do the lightsabers. I really like this, and of course is removable from the blade. So now let's take a look at Jedi REVAN. All right, and here is Jedi Knight REVAN out of the packaging, and this figure looks fantastic. Even though it is just a repaint, it is just so striking, and REVAN is just such a great design for a character. I think this works really well with the white robes contrasting with the bronzy browns of the action figure. So let's go ahead and take him off the stand and we will take a closer look. All right, getting up close and personal with REVAN here, we can see that he is almost 100% identical to the old REVAN. Here they are side by side, and you can see that the helmet paint apps are actually slightly different, which is kind of neat. Jedi REVAN's is more of a dark gray, and the older REVAN has more of a shiny gunmetal gray, but the red is still on both. But you can see that just looking, they are 100% the same exact sculpt, just different colors. And going back to REVAN here, the mask looks really good. The paint apps are really clean on him. There's that nice little red line work that almost makes a T right in the middle of the mask, and that is painted very well. Actually, shockingly well, which is nice. There's some also bronze and that like bluish silver color right there in the mask that just looks fantastic. That's really nice paint work right there on the mask, which is very good. On the chest here, it is that shiny reflective bronze color that has a nice black wash over it, which again just looks very good. Love a nice wash on a figure. It always makes the sculpt work pop, and of course this REVAN is no exception. There's plenty of nice detailed sculpting throughout the chest piece, and it looks very good with the wash on it. And moving down to REVAN's belt thingy here, you can see that it also has nice little details on it. Really nice clean sort of gold, light gold paint right there. Doesn't really smudge onto the brown or anything like that. And he also has these belt loops throughout the figure that just look so good, and they're all painted individually and they're all painted very cleanly. So that is nice considering the price point for this guy is very high for Black Series figures. On the arms here, we've got more of that nice bronze paint that contrasts with the black, and that just looks so very nice. But actually on the inside here, you can see that it is just more brown paint and it is not reflective like the outside. So it's a little strange, but at least it's still painted. Of course, the big bummer of this figure is the upper hood piece right here is all soft plastic, so it definitely inhibits the mask articulation a little bit. And of course, you know, when you want him to look to the side or something, he kind of looks ridiculous. But it still is nice and soft, and you can get a decent range of movement out of it. And the sculpt work, again, looks really nice. The ruffles and how it droops down onto the figure looks really good. Of course, if it would be a cloth hood at this scale from Hasbro, it would probably look absolutely ridiculous. So on one hand, yes, it does suck that this is a soft plastic, but let's just think for a moment that if it was cloth, it would probably not look the best coming from Hasbro. He does, however, still have his cloth goods skirt, for a lack of better term, robe down here, which again looks pretty dang good. There's not a lot of detail on it at all. It's just your typical piece of white fabric, and underneath you can actually see that there is more sculpt work on REVAN's legs here. He's got some shin armor that's just painted brown, which looks pretty good. There's little bits of sculpted details in there, some dings and dents that don't really show up because it's all painted brown, but it does still look nice, and that's pretty cool that he has some armor underneath the legs and some sculpt work as well. So overall, the details on this guy are really nice. He does look very good. The black wash on the chest piece is a nice touch, and the super detailed paint application on the helmet is awesome. So now we're going to take a look at his articulation. So REVAN can look up just about that far. He can look down about that far. You can move his head side to side. It is kind of difficult to get in there to move it, but like I was saying earlier, this is nice and soft, so you can at least get some movement out of his head, but that's pretty much all you get out of it. It's pretty hard to make it do anything else, really. The shoulders move all the way out, which is really nice. The plastic hood piece does not get in the way. Of course, if you want to twist his arms all the way around, you cannot. REVAN has single jointed elbows that give you a little less than 90 degrees, which could have been something that Hasbro could have updated about this figure. We could have got some double jointed elbows or some of the more deep cut elbows that we've seen recently in the Black Series. So that's a little bit of a bummer, no update there. The hand, of course, swivels around, goes down and up, vertical hinge joint on this hand, which is really nice. And of course, swivel at the elbow. I always forget to mention that. This hand is the horizontal hinge, so you get both options on REVAN. He does have a diaphragm joint right here, which gives you tons of movement. You can get some side to side. Let's check the crunch. Forward, not so much. Back, not so much. He also has a lower waist cut, so you can get not some side to side, but he does twist at the lower waist as well, so that's some interesting articulation. I wonder if we can see that. No, not really. Anyways, onto the legs. He does have a thigh cut, which works pretty well. Double jointed knees that work perfectly. And REVAN can kick out about that far if you move the skirt out of the way, and of course with the skirt his legs move out about that far, but you can fold it up more and just get a little bit more range of movement if you put it all the way up. The feet can go down very far, and they can also go up an okay amount, but the armor definitely gets in the way. And he does have ankle pivot, so that is really nice. So now let's go ahead. We're going to compare him to some other Black Series figures and some other figures in general. First up, here he is with Darth Revan, and you can just see some minor differences. Jedi Revan does not have a cape. The shin armor is similar, but actually a little bit different, so that is interesting. And like I mentioned earlier in the video, the mask paint application is different on both of them, and the chest armor is the same sculpt, but obviously it is a different paint scheme. But I think Jedi Revan honestly looks different enough. It's not, doesn't come off as a really ultra cheap repaint. Here he is next to the heavy battle droid and General Grievous, Anakin and Mace Windu. Then with the MCU Ant-Man Marvel Legend and the Bandai Clone Trooper model kit. And here he is with the NECA Armored Batman and the Lightning Collection Black Ranger. And finally with the McFarlane Superman and Mafex First Order Stormtrooper. So overall, I do really like this figure. Of course, do I think it is worth the $29.99 price tag? Absolutely not. He includes one less lightsaber than the original Revan, and the original Revan was only regular retail price, and the original Revan also had an extra cloth goods cape on him, which this one is missing. So we're missing one accessory, we're missing the cloth goods cape, and he is an extra $10. So if it comes to that, the $30 price point is not very good. Of course, I picked him up for the sale price of $24.99, which was okay. And judging by how hard it was to get this guy at the moment, paying that price is definitely better than giving in to the scalpers on eBay, which you should never give in to the scalpers ever, because I have a very good feeling, knowing how GameStop exclusives have also gone in the past, that these will be making a return to the stores sooner than later. So don't give up hope on the hunt for this guy. But as a figure, I think it is really nice. The original Revan was a good figure as well, and this one is pretty much the same, just in white. And I do love Revan's character design, and I'm always happy when Black Series gives us some more obscure characters, which Revan is super popular, but he's also still a little on the unknown side. So I'm happy to have Jedi Revan in my collection. But again, I'm gonna leave this one up to you guys, whether you'd like to pick it up or not. Again, I don't think it is worth the $30 price point, and I couldn't imagine paying anything more than that on eBay for this guy. Yes, it's a really cool figure, but most of the time patience pays off when it comes to exclusives. They usually turn up somewhere sooner than later. So don't give up hope, don't give in to the scalpers. And now I pass the question off to you guys. What do you think of this figure? Let's talk about it in the comments down below. Did you pick it up? Did you miss your chance on the pre-order? Of course, if you enjoyed my review, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you are new. We're always talking about action figure news. We do reviews. We also host a weekly show where we discuss mostly Black Series, but sometimes a little dose of NECA. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Nate from Out of the Basement, and I will see you guys next time.